when we get to this idea about the polygamy relationships that he had with these three women, there was a fourth wife that he had previously, is that right?
Yes.
You're aware of her named Gabriella Kuykendall?
Yes.
You ever met Gabriella Kuykendall?
No, I haven't.
Were you aware that when she had a child with Mr.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to anything involving Ms. Kuykendall. Relevant.
Relevance is your objection?
Yes.
You want to respond?
I think it's relevant, Judge. He talked earlier about the fact that Z had 4 wives, and we're talking about 3 wives here. And I think it's relevant to his understanding of how this group dynamic worked.
He's already testified he never met her.
I'm not asking him to matter.
All right, overrule the objection.
You're aware of who Gabriella Kuykendall is, right?
Yes.
You're aware that she had a child with Z, right?
Yes.
And you're aware that she left him in the middle of the night with the child and basically ran away from him, right?
Okay.
Matter of fact, it took place at the same house where this incident happened on December 8th of 2020. Did you know that?
No.
It happened at at Jerry's house.
Okay.
Part of what Z was trying to do with this group was to grow this group, right? He was constantly looking for other women to bring into his group here, right?
Are we not all constantly seeking the companionship of compatible individuals?
I'm asking about Z right now.
Okay.
Wasn't he always trying to talk to other women about bringing them into the group as well?
I mean, sure. Yeah.
Part of what he ultimately wanted to do was to have multiple children with multiple wives as well. Is that right?
That's what I want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
He, in fact, right now, Anna
Yeah, there's a
just had a child.
There's a beautiful baby in this world that Gami just birthed. Yes, she did.
And Shaylee is pregnant today, right?
Shaylee's about to have one too. Yep.
His mentality is to grow his religious following, right?
You just used the word religion, which I feel like is inappropriate.
Okay, his mentality is to grow his following.
His mentality is to find like-minded individuals to participate with each other. As is mine. And that's what attracts us to each other.
But Mr. Spillars, he and you don't look for like-minded individuals. You and he look for strays, like castaway dogs on the side of the road. Isn't that true?
That's really ridiculous.
Is that not what you told him in a phone call with him at the jail just a few days ago?
Is it?
I'm asking you.
I don't know. I mean,
You and he have not talked about treating these women like strays? Finding these women that you can bring into your group and treat them like strays? That's not a comment that you made in a phone call?
I don't know, maybe, and maybe it was made in sarcasm, you know?
Maybe
like,
it was.
Like, I don't know. I don't remember every single word of every single thing that I've said. But no, I've never treated women in my life like that.
Well,
I've
you
never
definitely treat them as submissive individuals, right?
No, I treat them as...
Women are subservient to you, right?
Answer the question.
He can explain his answer.
So, yeah, so what's your question again?
I said at first that you treat them as submissive individuals.
No, I don't.
They're subservient to you though, right?
I think that women should be in a place that is yeah, sure.
In servitude of the man.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%. Yes.
Meaning that Benjamin or Z or Brian Joyce, whoever he is, he controls what they do.
No,
And if they
I
don't
mean,
do what he wants, they can get out, right?
Of course.
Right? He controls what they wear, right?
So you're asking...
Yes or no?
You're asking me...
Yes or no first?
I don't know the answer to this question.
He controls what they eat, right?
We have already discussed that there is a standard, and this is the same thing that it is with me and women that I've had in my life since then. Since I've had in my entire life. When I've been a vegetarian, women who come into my life they're vegetarian, or you can not be together.
Right.
Yeah, so you're manipulating this into a control thing when it's just a standard that's set that can be avoided at any time.
If Kawani wanted to go have a hamburger at Wendy's, he'd kick her out of the car, right?
That's really a petty and childish way to describe something, and I mean, your rhetoric is utterly offensive. But no, I mean, why would she want to have, what would motivate her to eat an animal? She's the one who's telling me.
Maybe she really didn't believe in all of that.
Maybe. I mean, why not?
You testified earlier that she didn't really get to talk to her parents much, right?
Well, she was raised by her parents when she was younger and abused by them, according to her.
My question, sir, is she didn't talk to her parents much, right?
She did from time to time.
Are you aware there were times where Z would take her phone from her and she wouldn't have access to her phone to make calls to people?
Not when I was around.
Never saw that.
Never. I never saw him limit them like that. I mean, Shaylee, like, they still do things, you know, independently, like, if you want to use that word.
His control extended to you too, right? He told you you could never touch her.
Yeah, that's a very common Orthodox thing, that men do not touch each other's wives, and I respect that.
Well, I'm not suggesting that men should touch each other's wives in any other sexual way. I'm just, a handshake. You couldn't even give her a handshake.
Why would I want to? Why would I want to touch another man's wife?
You started drinking urine because of him.
I started drinking urine because Peggy Schindler told me about it, and I did my research online and did some self-edification. Perhaps you should do the same.
But Peggy Schindler, I'm not drinking my urine, sir. Peggy Schindler got that information from him, right?
Did she? I don't know.
I'm asking you.
Who told me about it? I don't know.
She knew him.
Yeah, I mean, so what? Like, so there's like millions of people who drink their urine. There's like forums online with, tons of individuals, and this has become way more mainstream. And now there's like all kinds. Like I say, I mentioned Troy Casey, and I'd like to drop his name again because he's like a really prominent influencer online. And yeah, so I heard about urine therapy from Peggy. I immediately did my research about it. And I've heard about people, surviving on their urine, so I knew that it wasn't going to kill me, so I tried it. And then
And you said you do it daily.
I do.